The glyph of Mars consists of a circle with an arrow arising from it. And this is the circle of self-knowledge and where it is and how it is we might act from that place of knowing some whole truth about who we are and what it is we're really going for. It's about believing that based on that self-knowledge, we can fight for what we want, we can go after it, we can give it our all and align with it that much more. Well, it is when Mars retrograde takes place that Mars appears to be standing still in the sky. Whenever a planet is standing still from our perspective, it is closer to the Earth than it might otherwise be. It is heightened in visibility, heightened in power. And so it is once every year and a half or so that we have a moment like this. Mars standing still, going retro in the sign of Leo. Mars in Leo really knows who it is, but not only that, its actions from that place of self-knowledge are especially confident. And with Mars at the height of his power on the 6th of December 2024, going retrograde on that day, well, all of us are going to be summoning characteristics of courage and bravery and unapologetic realness, an embodiment of who we are and what it is that we think makes us special. Collectively, it's likely to be a time when we're paying more attention to the celebrities and we see some especially dramatic or fabulous flair playing out for a lot of us to be entertained by. Now, how Mars going retrograde is going to speak to you in your sign depends on your sun, moon, and rising. You want to take all three into consideration and synthesize the information, but understand that this is where you are asked to bring forward your confident self and best to this area of life consistently. However, with Mars at the height of his power standing still, that is going to feel like an urgent need, a proposition that is undeniable. And there's an imperative feeling of needing to assert yourself or prove your specialness that can feel very much on the surface now. Whatever it is you're fighting for, just make sure that it is true to your heart. Leo is the energy of heart itself. And where it is that you're trusting your heart, you're doing what it is that you want, and you're making your choices consciously, well, I like to think you can't make a wrong choice. But you might see any choice that you make now very differently once we navigate forward. Particularly, it is going to be at the end of April and beginning of May of 2025 that Mars will return to where Mars is right now. And that's when what seemed so sure, what you were so confident about, what you were fighting for, well, you just might see it very differently and decide on what battles really were worth it. And maybe now where you're ready to be a lover and not a fighter. But do be mindful, it is going to be on the other end of this larger Mars retrograde season, meaning end of April, beginning of May 2025. That is when Mars will return to where Mars is in the first 2 weeks of December 2024. And that's when we just might see some choices we make now, something we were so confident about, we were so sure of, we were fighting for it. Well, we just might see it all very differently. And it's at that time that we'll be more able to honestly evaluate whether or not the fight was actually worth it and where it is perhaps that confidence could have used some humility to make us that much more effective. Regardless, though, we're all learning through experience, and Mars standing still is going to guide us towards summoning the spirit of heart towards the experiences that we just might crave. I do touch on Mars retrograde season as we go along, and I walk the journey with you over on my YouTube channel in the monthly horoscopes. And over on my website, nadiyashah.com, you can get an instant download to like a 20 to 30 minute horoscope going through the whole season. And of course, you can also watch it in the superstar space at nadiyashahsuperstars.com or thefutureismagical.com. All those links are below. Aries, your ruling planet, standing still at the height of his power in fellow fire sign Leo, no less. Your heart is feeling wide awake and wide open, lit up with an awareness of what you want and what you love in just about every area of life. But this is also romantic love, romance, flirtation. You're about to get your flirt on in a way that makes an impact on yourself and on others as well. And it might just be a very passionate exchange with another person that truly leaves an impact of sorts. But it's really important not to make big life-changing decisions based on a flirtation, especially not right now, as you just might see the attraction differently once we navigate into the spring of next year. Taurus, home, your past, your living situation, your family of origin. Chances are you're going to be feeling like home is the power base now. If you're looking to buy, sell, move, or attract a new roommate, well, you just might see some of those choices very differently. And I would say if you have a choice, it might be good to just press pause on that just a little bit. There might be some drama on the home front. I'm so sorry to say it does happen, but with the drama also brings with it an invitation to get more rooted in some sense of self. Home-based businesses, well, they're going to get a lot of your energy now. Gemini, siblings, cousins, neighbors, these people are going to be part of what's got you all riled up or just bring a lot of excitement into your life. There might be a part of you that's spending more time with these people now or just needing to address some needs that they might have. Outside of that, though, learning, communication, awareness around your own thought processes is going to feel especially high right now. And it is moments like this when what it was that you really wanted to learn in the past, but you kind of let it go. Well, the desire to know can come right up to the surface as part of you expanding your mind more than before. Cancer, money you earn, money you spend, self-love, self-esteem. And when we have energy like this, you are in the midst of learning some really powerful money-related lessons. And the important thing to know is when we have such strong financial energy, the money you need is there. And what you learn now is going to show you something about fortitude, about focus, about belief in yourself, about confidence. And ultimately, it is these lessons that will align you with greater prosperity than you've ever known before. But in the moment, though, it might feel a little urgent to some Cancerians out there, though not necessarily. Where you're working hard towards healthy self-love, the rewards are going to be that much more apparent. Leo, I always see a Mars retrograde season taking place in your sign as representing an intimate familiarity, a crash course, if you will, in the serenity affirmation. And it consists of 3 parts. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Where you have power to change, you are about to go right after it. But it becomes really important to find that place of surrender. You are going to feel Mars as a deep passion for moving towards the life you desire, and your courage is going to make it so. Virgo, there is so much happening on levels of soul, psyche, and spirit. I don't know how you're going to get that much sleep at a time like this. So much is stirring within. But for all that, know that this could be restless energy, or there can be a sense of feeling like something's kind of off, but you can't quite put your finger on it. And that can be tough. But the more intense part of this energy is only going to be right around the exact retrograde time. And then you're invited to go even deeper inward, to find a sense of peace within yourself and with your past. You are wrapping up a lot of loose ends, and this is an opportunity for you to experience karmic closures, to create space for even more incredible things to enter your life. Libra, friendships and group endeavors of all kinds are going to be getting a lot of your energy, whether it is a professional group endeavor where you just feel like you have to give so much of yourself, or it might be a volunteer endeavor. It could also be a particular friend that just needs your presence or a lot of your energy in a way that you hadn't anticipated. Now, for all that, though, it's always up to you to decide how much to give, how much to keep. And I will say, though, your social calendar is going to be lit up at this time. There are going to be a lot of invitations, lots of opportunities to gather with others. Scorpio, career, social standing, life purpose. You are about to awaken some sacred ambition for yourself. Now, it might feel a little bit like there's some deadline you really have to meet and you're pouring so much of yourself towards achieving some goal that matters to you. But with energy like this, it's like you take a big leap forward and then you got to take a step or two back. So pace yourself at this time. You have more than enough to give whatever it is that's needed in order to achieve your goals, whether those are career or whether it is about aligning with a higher sense of life purpose than you knew before. Sagittarius, long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, and legal matters. If you are involved in any of these, well, they might require a whole lot of your presence, a whole lot of your energy poured in a particular direction. But for all that, this energy just might work out in terms of a more personal exploration, a desire to engage more of the world, to take on new adventures, but also to learn more, especially where it comes to your relationship with the world. A new spiritual expedition could find you now. Capricorn, change, truth, transformation, and wealth, especially where it comes to things like grants, loans, bursaries, insurance payments, and tax returns and benefits you might qualify for. Those types of large payments, well, they might come into focus for you, whether it's that you're trying to access them or you need to pay attention or you need to reach out to the bank. It can feel as if these matters are very much on the surface. But for all that, you're learning something about what wealth means for you, not just financial, emotional, spiritual as well. And where you're using this energy to undergo a process of transformation, well, you'll be that much more likely to find yourself moving in a direction of feeling that much more empowered, but also powerful. Aquarius, partnerships, including romantic partnerships as well. Now, people you were partnered with before, whether in business, well, they might feel like they pop up again, their awareness, your connection to them. But this is also true in love as well. Those that you were partnered with before have a way of popping up, especially right around the time that Mars is actually changing signs. So yeah, when they do, passions are going to run high. This is a very passionate planet. You might find yourself very propelled, and yet there are things that you're not seeing. So pace yourself at this time. It really is okay. But whatever's happening now, you just might see it differently once we navigate into the spring of 2025, including that attraction or reigniting that alliance that seems like such a great idea now. Pisces, clients, customers, coworkers, they might be asking for a whole lot of your attention now. You might attract people from the past into your life based on one of these descriptors. But also, this part of the sky has to do with your work and your daily life. Now, clients, customers, coworkers, present or past, are going to have a way of popping up and asking for a lot of your energy. It looks like your days overall are quite busy. There's a lot to get done. But for all that, you're also invited to understand what it is to take the best of care of you. And that includes in your health-oriented habits. It is now that there's a strong determination to improve your state of well-being that can have you moving towards habits that ultimately lead to greater strength, as long as you stay self-aware to ensure that the smaller changes, well, they're the ones you want to strengthen most. They're the ones that are going to make the biggest effect in a positive way in your life. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great transit.